Assist, you better watch yourself.
You are now listening to Wolf Sports Network, live from the University of West Georgia in Carrollton, now in Odyssey Station.
We're back, baby. It's season 6 of Sports Out of Pocket, where the takes are cold and there is zero chill.
That's right, we're back with controversy. We're calling out the fakes, the frauds, and the failures.
Cash or Trash is back too. Your takes, your trades, we judge it all.
And we're bringing you stats, smack talk, and sleepers in our segment, Fantasy Football.
And then we take you down to the 2-minute warning, where we try to plead our case on horrible sports takes.
And we're melting the ice with the return of Fire Me Up.
And you already know we bring you the coldest interviews in sports radio.
This is the Philly Sports Guy.
This is former MLB All-Star Justin Masterson.
Hey, yo, what up? My name is Josh Martinez from Z100 New York.
What up, guys? It's Tyrell Adams, former UWG linebacker.
One vet, 3 rookies. Sports Out of Pocket Season 6. 0. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Season 6.
The sports teams. That's all I got to say.
It's of that. Let's get into the episode.
I'm just here so I won't get fined.
We in here talking about practice.
It's time for the latest sports controversies. Now, as you mentioned, JT, tomorrow NFL kickoff starts between the Eagles and the Cowboys, and I know you have a big controversy centering around the NFL for this week.
I do, and I want to talk about the NFL Top 100 that came out, and they released the 1 through 10 this I think just yesterday. I want to talk about Patrick Mahomes.
Just because, I feel like dropping him like that would be such an overreactionary take to have.
But it's 2025.
It's season to season.
It's season based. He did not have a top 5 player season last year.
That's fair to say. I just think that in the player poll, if you're looking at something like that, I think you don't want to overreact too much to it because, obviously players don't, you can say 2025 all you want to, but Patrick Mahomes has been that guy for so long that having one bad year isn't going to make people be like, oh, Patrick Mahomes is just fire him. Go ahead, send him to the whatever bum team, the minor leagues, I guess, if you want to. I don't know what to say. It's just one bad season is going to remove that from the player's consciousness. So I guess it is controversial that they put him top 5 because that is kind of a little bit ridiculous to say. I really don't know where I put him. I'd have to put a little more thought into it, though.
Look, I would probably put him in the 10 to 15 range if I'm being realistic. I mean, I can name 5 players better than Mahomes last season. Saquon. In my opinion, I think Bijan Robinson had a better statistical season than Patrick Mahomes last season. Trey Hendrickson, I mean, he should have won, or he was in the top at sacks last season. In my opinion, CeeDee Lamb even had a better statistical season than Mahomes last season per category. And then even Justin Jefferson, I would even say Justin Jefferson over Patrick Mahomes last season. I think, again, Mahomes is one of the best quarterbacks, if not the best quarterback in all of the NFL. And, you got guys who are very, very, very biased, especially around the NFL, surrounding Patrick Mahomes. So I don't think Mahomes should have been in the top 5 of NFLs around the entire league for players. But, as Grady says, it's Mahomes. He's been that guy for years.
Yes, it's Mahomes. He's going to have that name, like always. This dude's won multiple Super Bowls. He might even go to a 4th one in a row this season. But I think looking at this top 10, Saquon, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Jamar Chase, Mahomes at 5, Burrow, Derrick Henry, Myles Garrett, Justin Jefferson, and Pat Surtain, I'd put every single one of those guys over Pat Mahomes this season.
Are you just mad the Bills can't beat the Chiefs? You can be honest with us. I mean, you can just tell us.
I'm not, but I'm a little bit butthurt about what happened in the playoffs. I think we got cheated out a little bit, but I'm not going to say too much about it. It was last season. This is a whole new season. I like what the Bills are doing, but this is just based off of Patrick Mahomes as a player. Top 20 would have been fine, but saying top 5 is just insane.
Yeah, if we're going to go off of 2025 alone, then you're absolutely right. He should be nowhere near the top 5 at all. But to Grady's point though, the guy's got 3 rings.
Yeah.
He's pretty insane. So if we're going to rank all these players just throughout, if we're going to make a ranking based on their entire career piled together, then he should absolutely be in the top 5. But yeah, I would agree that if we're going to go based off of last year, I mean, you could probably name about 5 quarterbacks that were better than Patrick Mahomes last season.
Yeah.
I mean, I like what you brought up. You said that the Chiefs, multiple of their games were a one-score game. I think, realistically, the Chiefs should have gone 9-8 last season. Like, they would have been around the 500 range if everything played out right. But again, everybody's like, oh, the fouls, oh, the refs. There's a foul on every single play in football.
Yeah. I'm not dissing on the Chiefs too much about that. I mean, yes, 15-2 is a great record. And yes, you could say the refs helped them out with some of those. But they have the ability to win those close games.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they win the game. They're moving on to the next week with a win on their record. Like, I'm not going to diss on the Chiefs at all for that. They managed to win those close games. I just feel like some of those games did get a little bit of help more than others. But at the end of the day, the Chiefs are a good team, and I'm not going to diss on them too much.
But sticking on the route of football, I actually have a controversy to bring into the show. Former New England Patriots head coach Bill Belichick made his debut for North Carolina and was completely blown out by TCU. I want to get y'all's thoughts on this, about the controversy around Bill Belichick, and is he fit for college football?
No, I mean, I could have told you that, several months ago when he took the job. He's just not, I mean, like, I don't know how you can as a 70, how old is he, like 72, 73? Yeah. I don't know how as a 72-year-old you can go into an 18-year-old's house and, like, excite them to come play for you. I guess, obviously, like, for him, he's got all the rings, so, I mean, that's what he can.
I mean, his
sell.
girlfrine's around that age, right?
But that makes it even weird. That makes it
Yeah.
even weirder, though. Like, you're trying to coach these 18 to 22-year-olds, and then you're dating one of them. Like, it's a weird dynamic. I don't think it's going to work at all. And Monday night, was just a tragedy.
Yeah, that was very tragic. Seeing such a good head coach. I mean, I don't like him because he was coaching the Patriots, which I don't like the Patriots at all as a Bills fan. But seeing that going from the greatest dynasty in all of sports to 48-14.
Yeah.
And they looked good on that first drive. Caleb Hood scoring that touchdown. They looked great, but I don't know it just broke down, and it's a bad look for Belichick.
Look, I'm not a Bill Belichick guy in general, but that one was not on him. They were having to go like quarterback draw on like 3rd and 11 by the like first quarter. That's how little confidence they had in their quarterback. Like, that was just a terrible game for like all around. Like, Bill Belichick didn't do a great job that game, but you can't put this blame on him for like losing that game. We can't be like, oh, Bill Belichick sucks at the college level now. Like, that's again such just an overreactionary like response to what's happening. Like, if you look at it, his players are just not performing at the level you need to. You can only do so much from the sideline. Like, you can yell, hey, make that tackle, but when your players get like 15 broken tackles, your quarterback's spiking the ball on the ground trying to throw it. There's not much you can do in that situation if you're Bill Belichick.
So are you saying that Bill Belichick is trash in college football at coaching?
No, I think I agree with Grady. I agree with Grady. It's definitely an overreaction saying that he's a horrible coach in college football. It's one game. He's on a whole new team. It's going to take a second. Like, teams, normally you look at the NFL, teams take a while to ramp up. I feel like that's going to be the same thing that happens with UNC. They're going to start winning more games later on in the season. They'll have a decent record, and Belichick's going to have a decent first season under his belt.
We'll see how that goes, but let's get into our next segment, Cash or Trash.
Will our mouths write a check that we can't cash? Find out when we answer the question on everyone's mind. Cash or trash?
Now, again, the first couple weeks of college football have been underway. NFL starts tomorrow, and I want to start with Mr. Groves again for Cash or
Mr.
Trash.
Groves,
Do you have a Cash or Trash for this week?
I sure do, and I want to talk about the team that I already went on a rant about. I want to talk about the Kansas City Chiefs. I do not think the Kansas City Chiefs are going to win the AFC West this season.
Who do you think does?
I think it's between I think the Broncos have it, personally. I think the Broncos have a good shot. I think the Chargers have a great shot at it. They have a great defense. They have a good offense usually in the regular season. Doesn't matter if Herbert throws 3 picks in the playoffs. I don't care about that. But I think in the regular season, Chiefs might even finish 3rd in that division.
I want to actually start with this. I personally don't necessarily hate it. I honestly think I'm going to cash in all on this for the Denver Broncos potentially dethroning the Chiefs for that AFC West crown, and here's why. I mean, Bo Nix had a phenomenal first season. He really surprised me under Sean Payton. Bo Nix has Troy Franklin, Cortland Sutton, and you have that insane two-headed monster in the backfield in R.J. Harvey and J.K. Dobbins. And who did the Broncos pick up in the first round of this past draft?
Jahdae Barron.
Jahdae Barron, and he's going to be on the opposite side of Pat Surtain,
who was Defensive Player of the Year.
Defensive Player of the Year, yeah. And they still have Nick Bonito over there. And, Chiefs have the loss of Rashee Rice for the first 6 weeks. I mean, that's big detrimental to that Chiefs wide receiver core. You still have Xavier Worthy, yes, and you still have Hollywood Brown, but will that be enough for – and Travis Kelce is not getting any younger. He's at like 34, 35 years old. He's coming towards the end of his career. So, I mean, I don't necessarily hate that. I'm cashing in on the Broncos.
I'm actually gonna trash it, but I don't hate it at all. If somebody else does win the division, though, I'm very high on Denver doing it because I just think the Broncos are just. I think they're kind of. The Chargers are very good too, but I just think the Broncos kind of have a gap between them, in my opinion. But the reason why I'm going to trash it is just because even last year, the Chiefs' offense was like the best way I could describe it, just lethargic. They weren't bad, but it wasn't explosive. It wasn't great. But they still went 15-2 last year, not playing really great football. And I'm not going to pick against Patrick Mahomes when he hasn't really given me. I mean, he kind of gave me a reason to last year, but then he still ended up winning the division. So I'm going to keep going Mahomes until he gives me a reason not to.
I'm going to have to trash it. We're thinking way too analytically about this. If there's ever a world where the Chiefs are not going to win the AFC West, the NFL is just going to cancel the season and say they have to restart for some variety of reason, or like a meteor is going to come back and strike the earth. Like, it's just not feasibly possible that while Patrick Mahomes is in Kansas City, they're not winning. He's the golden boy, and the NFL is going to do whatever they need to get him there. So,
I mean, I definitely say the Broncos have the best shot of dethroning the Chiefs. And call me crazy, I think Bo Nix finishes as a top 5 quarterback this year. I think he's going to make that leap. He had a great season last year as a rookie. I think he's going to make that leap this year and lead his team to a pretty deep playoff run as well.
I don't necessarily hate it. The last time that the Broncos won the AFC West was like 2015, 2016 when Peyton Manning was quarterback out there. And, you had guys like Demaryius Thomas, Emmanuel Sanders, Julius Thomas. So, I mean, I don't necessarily hate it. But I'm going to throw it over to Michael. Michael, do you have a cash or trash for this week?
I do. So I think we all watched the debacle that the Alabama Crimson Tide had in Tallahassee, Florida on Saturday.
Yeah.
And I don't like to overreact to week one, and I'm trying not to do that. But this was pretty bad. Like, this was really, really bad. I don't want to take anything away from Florida State or Thomas Castellanos for the way he played in the game, but Alabama got owned on both lines of scrimmage by a 2-win team last year that replaced, like, the entire roster, again, through the transfer portal. And you saw, I was watching the highlights earlier today, and if you rewatch it, like, you just have Alabama defenders jogging to try and stop touchdowns in this game. You have Florida State receivers running open, you have Castellanos running open plays, and like the effort from Alabama just isn't there. And when you look at their schedule, it is like it's extremely difficult. LSU obviously is very good. They get them at home. They have to go to Georgia. They play Auburn on the road in a rivalry game at Jordan-Hare, which has not gone well for them in the past. When you look at Alabama's schedule, my cash or trash is Alabama does not win over 8 games this year.
Grady, you're a big Alabama fan.
What? No, he's not.
So, first off, that's a lie. But I'm going to have to cash this, although I will say that if you look at FSU, they had Gus Malzahn as their offensive coordinator, and if you want to beat Alabama, he's the guy you have to go to. I'll be honest. Like, swing the rock to Gus Malzahn to beat Alabama. But I do agree, their team just looks kind of bad. They don't have Jalen Milroe to save them anymore. I think he was probably one of the highlights of their team last year. Now they have Ty Simpson. No disrespect to Ty Simpson. He's just not – he doesn't have it like Jalen Milroe does, and Ryan Williams is not 17 anymore, so he's not good at football, unfortunately. I don't know what to say. That's all. I mean, but I agree. I'm cashing that for sure.
Yeah, I like what you're saying, but we're forgetting the biggest piece is Nick Saban is no longer there. Yeah. This is not the same Alabama team as last year. You were saying that the players were literally jogging on the field. Like, they are not coached the same as they were last year with Nick Saban, one of the greatest college coaches of all time, and it hurts me to say as a Georgia fan. But this is not the same team. I'm also going to cash this take. I think their schedule is too hard that they won't make the playoffs. I don't think they're going to win more than 8 games.
I don't know. He took the words right out. I was going to mention the whole Nick Saban, DeBoer, like, changing culture thing. I mean, Nick Saban was Alabama. I'd like to compare myself to Nick Saban at Wolf Sports Network. I'm the top recruiter here. But no, it's seriously a change in culture. Obviously, I mean, you go from Jalen Hurts to Mac Jones, and then to obviously Jalen Milroe and guys to Ty Simpson. But honestly, I love what Tommy Castellanos did in Florida State. In that first half, he had like 100% completion. And I love that the transfers that was brought in from Florida State, Deuce Robinson. I love Squirrel White, and I hate to say that as a Kentucky fan because he completely he crapped on our team when he was at Tennessee. So honestly, I don't know what Grady and JT are doing over there, and but
We're disagreeing with everything you say, Jackson.
Yeah, but I actually have a very quick cash or trash before we wrap up this segment, and I want to kind of change it to the shift of baseball. And I know a lot of people around here are big Atlanta Braves fans outside of JT.
Go Yanks.
The Braves.
Die.
With this change in culture, obviously you have veteran guys potentially leaving this offseason, Marcell Ozuna being one of them, Ozzy Albies also being a name thrown around in the offseason. Do the Braves miss the playoffs the next couple seasons? Is this a rebuild year more closer than a championship?
I'll start as a Braves fan. I think that next season, I would say I'm very 50-50 on a playoff berth or not. I think that we're gonna have a new manager. I think we're gonna have a whole new coaching staff next year.
Mark DeRosa?
I would love it to be Mark DeRosa. But Walt Weiss is a candidate. Skip Schumacher is also a candidate. But I think it's gonna be a whole new coaching staff. Ozuna is gonna be gone. I think Ozzy's going to be here. He's had a really good. I saw something yesterday. It was something like it's been a full year since his wrist injury, and that like people have talked about how like it takes a whole year to recover from a broken wrist, and he's been very good since that 1 year calendar date. So next year, I think that we are going to be kind of in a rebuild mode, but also I think we will be better than we were this year, and we still have a lot of talent. Like that's the thing. We still have like this roster is very talented. They're just underperforming severely, and there's a lot of injuries. So I think we could make a wild card spot next year, but it's also very possible we just miss it.
Anybody else?
I'm just gonna bounce off of what Michael said. As a Yankees fan, I don't really pay attention to Braves baseball as much, but I do want to say I completely agree with Michael. They have a lot of talent on that roster that you can't really call it a rebuild at all. They still have so many good players. They got young talent. They got some players that are getting older, but they're still very consistent players. I don't think you can really call it a rebuild just yet.
Look, I think it might be on the potential brink of a rebuild just due to the fact that, Chris Sale is 36 years old, and he's come to the end of retirement. We thought he was going to have a year like he did last year, kind of trying to rebuild for that Triple Crown Cy Young again, but he got injured. You have young guys like Schwellenbach, AJ Smith-Shawver, and you have still Ronaldo Lopez under club control for the next year or two. But you still have young guys in the system like Hayden Harris. You got guys like Diddy Fuentes. You got guys like Nick Allen's not going to be there long, but you still have Nacho Alvarez. And Drake Baldwin. Drake Baldwin's had a phenomenal year. So honestly, the Braves, I like to hate on the Braves a lot as a Cardinals fan. But just because I've done the show so many years with Braves fans. But I think it's more of a rebuild year than it is a championship, just due to the fact of how many – your average age is 32 and a half on that team.
Let me throw something in real quick. I think the Braves need to pick to either making like crazy trades to try to make a big championship push, or they need to have a commit to rebuilding and like get rid of some of their like pieces that could pan out to focus on rebuilding, or they're going to have another year like this year where they're going to be like there's a chance they could do well, but they're just going to end up just crapping the bed, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
There's a lot of big free agents, and I would love to show some love to the Braves, but unfortunately I can't. You know what I can show some love to? The other shows on Wolf Sports Network. When we come back, we're going to be getting into fantasy football and then a brand new segment you don't want to miss. We will see y'all when we come back.
This is former MLB All-Star Justin Masterson, and you're listening to Sports Out of Pocket on Wolf Sports Network.
Wolf Sports Network is content heaven for a sports fan, but their show Sports Pack is my personal favorite. Sports Pack airs on Mondays and Thursdays from 6 to 7 on Wolf Sports Network, filled with fresh personalities, funny moments, and piping hot takes, along with call-ins that allow listeners to get in on the action. Check out Sports Pack every Monday and Thursday from 6 to 7, only on Wolf Sports Network.
Man, this beat brings back memories. Anyways, let me tell you all about this show on Wolf Sports Network. Get with the playbook. Get with the playbook. Get with the playbook. It's the playbook. Hear us talk about all college basketball, football, and baseball. Fridays at noon. The Playbook, only on Wolf Sports Network.
Hello?
Hey there, sir. Have you heard the news?
What news?
Sports Pack is back. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The start of a new semester means that Sports Pack is back on Mondays and Thursdays from 6 to 7 here on Wolf Sports Network.
Wolf Sports Network is content heaven for a sports fan, but their show Sports Pack is my personal favorite. Sports Pack airs on Mondays and Thursdays from 6 to 7 on Wolf Sports Network, filled with fresh personalities, funny moments, and piping hot takes, along with call-ins that allow listeners to get in on the action. Check out Sports Pack every Monday and Thursday from 6 to 7, only on Wolf Sports Network.
It's that time of the year again, and we're talking all things fantasy. Whether you're a 10-year vet or a first-year rookie, we've got you covered with some fantasy football.
It is that time of the year again, Michael Miller, and we're talking some more fantasy football here, week 2, Sports Out of Pocket. Now, JT, you're the big trade guy here at Wolf Sports Network, and I know you want to make a lot of trades, but you have some thoughts actually on some guys who we should pick up in fantasy football, who everybody should pick up on the waiver wire.
Talking about, just for the people on radio, JT is holding his microphone in his hand because of a technical issue we had during break, and this is a very funny visual.
It is all right. We're going to go ahead and start this off. If you have these two players on the waiver, like in your waivers, pick them up right now. First player I want to talk about is Ollie Gordon out of Miami. He's the current RB2 in Miami due to Jalen Wright's injury. Devon Achane is also fighting an injury right now, and he's going to get ran a lot during week 1, so he's going to need some rest at some point. This is a good RB2 to have. He had a great preseason for Miami, and he also has touchdown upside because Achane did not have a lot of touchdowns last year. They usually gave the ball to Jalen Wright in those goal line situations.
Raheem Mostert, too.
And Raheem Mostert. Ollie Gordon's going to get those touches in the red zone. He has great touchdown upside, and you can pick him up on the waiver wire. He could probably be a solid flex option. The second guy I want to talk about is Luther Burden III out of Chicago. People forget this guy was a top wide receiver in college just a few years ago. Like, Ben Johnson now being the coordinator in Chicago just instantly improves this Bears offense that also upgraded their offensive line, which gives Caleb Williams more time to throw. And right now, he's kind of in a wide receiver 3 battle there behind DJ Moore and Roma Dunze. And so he's currently in a battle for wide receiver 3, but I think he easily has it. I think he takes a big step this season, and he's going to surprise a lot of people. So that's definitely someone I'd pick up.
Dude, I love Ollie Gordon. Honestly, I thought he was going to have a great second season after a monster season a couple seasons ago at Oklahoma State. But then that kind of shifted over to Ashton Genty. But Ollie Gordon had a phenomenal preseason. Definitely trying to push for that RB2 spot behind Achane. And obviously Jalen Wright injury, and you were talking some injuries beforehand. And then Luther Burden, I mean, he's going to be utilized everywhere. I love the fact that because a lot of people have Colston Loveland as their tight end for the Bears or on their fantasy team, and Ben Johnson likes to utilize that 2 tight end set. I mean, we have Cole Kmet on one side, you have Colston Loveland on the other side. Even due to all the weapons, the array of weapons you have with DJ Moore, Roma Dunze, I wouldn't necessarily sleep on Cole Kmet just due to the utilization of that 2 tight end set. Now, Michael, is there anything that you personally want to say about your fantasy football team or just fantasy football in general?
Joey Prater, if you're watching, I need you to accept that trade. He said he liked it, and he said he'd get back to me, but I just need him to remember it. Don't forget about it.
Yeah.
There's a trade I kind of want to talk about, Michael. I've been kind of looking at a certain guy on your roster, Puka Nacua, and I would love to make a trade for him right now on live show.
Don't do it.
I'm thinking Puka Nacua and Ray Davis, just the Bills' RB2.
Don't accept it.
For Joe Mixon, who's currently hurt, but when he comes back, he's going to be a beast. And so I'm going to give you Dameon Pierce, who's his current handcuff. And I'm going to give you Jalen Waddle and Cam Ward for your backup quarterback. What do we think?
Why would you do that?
I'm kind of liking it though, because listen, if this trade with Joey goes through, then it's really going to work out for me really well.
Dameon Pierce right now is marked the RB3. You still have Nick Chubb and you still have Woody Marks.
Yeah,
I would not take that.
I don't have to play Dameon Pierce right now. I'm mainly just doing it for Joe Mixon, because Joe Mixon's a dog.
I mean, yeah, in the long run. I mean, he did get Joe Mixon from Grady, right?
I got Joe Mixon from Grady last week because, man, he needed help.
Yeah.
And so
Auto
I
draft
picked him
did me
up.
wrong.
I picked up Joe Mixon. I also took in Rashee Rice, 2 guys that are going to be out for the first little bit of the season. But I felt like I could take that hit, and then when they come back, I'll be unstoppable. But I'm making this trade now because I feel like Puka Nacua could be a big addition to my team. I feel like Joe Mixon, when he comes back, will be a good addition to your team, and you get a solid wide receiver in Jalen Waddle in an offense where if Tua manages to somewhat not die on the field,
And get hurt, which is very unlikely.
it's very unlikely, but if it does
He
happen,
just disproved his own point.
if it does happen, then you have a great wide receiver.
Absolutely. And I got Travis Hunter right here too. If he pops off,
If
it's going to flex.
if
He was
Well, he did
Travis
win a
Hunter,
Heisman,
Travis
so.
Hunter was listed as a starting wide receiver and a bench corner. They listed that yesterday.
I just don't see that happening. I feel like if you're like, that just doesn't make sense to me. Cornerback is where Travis Hunter needs to be at, but
I don't know.
don't let that stop you.
At the end of the day, my hand is here if we want to make this deal.
Michael, are you going to do it?
You know, it would be. I would do it immediately.
It would be
would do it
amazing
immediately.
content for the show.
It would be
But
amazing content.
It would also worsen your team, and I would never want my mentee to worsen his team. I'm only here for you, man.
Jackson,
As a friend,
being against the trade,
as a brother, as a former mentor, I wouldn't take this trade. I'm trying to advise you and guide you in the right light in this fantasy football journey.
Jackson is the worst fantasy football player I've ever seen in my entire life. So if he says no, you should probably shake the hand.
I'm last year's champion. Are you gonna
D1
do this?
gaslighter and manipulator, bad fantasy football player.
This is the same guy that tries to scam somebody else out of Joe Burrow.
I would never do such a thing. Are you gonna take it? Are you gonna take
right.
though?
I would love to give the content. I would
That is
love
fair.
to. I would love to
Mhm.
make it.
I respect whatever decision you
love
make.
that. I'm not done with you. All right.
Whoa!
That's
Whoa! Whoa!
Should I be scared?
I am very interested in this discussion.
Okay.
If Jackson had accepted my trade that I offered him earlier, then we'd be doing this right now.
Okay.
If Joey,
I'm not
if
gonna
he had
do
if
that.
he
Joey,
accepted this,
Accept the
earlier,
trade, please.
then we get it done.
Okay.
If Joey does do this while we're still in this segment, I'll do it.
All
Or
right.
at some point later, today or tomorrow, I'll do it.
All right.
I just need him to do that.
First of
before
all,
do it.
I would like to announce a trade that was sent to me earlier today by former WSN member and Triple Threat alum Jason Barker. And he wanted a guy by the name of Matthew Golden and I received Trevor Lawrence and Colston Loveland. That is honestly a terrible trade. I am not taking that. But Grady, I feel like me and you could work something out.
Talking about weekly Kyle Pitts update. He's still not on my team, guys.
Pitts is not there yet.
Kyle Pitts is not on my team yet. Richard is still ducking me. I'm trying to get to play him. I'll play him in pickleball. Any sport of his choosing, 1v1 for Kyle Pitts. I'll do it. I'll show up. I'll show out. I need him on my team, and he's still not there. And Richard, I'm kind of disappointed for not making that happen.
Okay, I actually want to ask, we didn't get a chance to talk about this last week with our fantasy teams, but JT, who do you play week 1, and how are you feeling about your team heading into week 1 against whoever your opponent is? I'm not too sure.
All right, so I am playing WSN alum as well, Brennan Willoughby Ray. We got it. We're getting there eventually. And I'm feeling pretty good. Josh Allen at my starting quarterback. I'm projected to lose currently, but I got great upside on my team with Amarion Hampton and Travion Henderson at running back. I got Ted McMillan and Jalen Waddle at wide receiver. The best tight end, one of the best tight ends in the league. I'd say he's top 2, and Trey McBride. And then I also have Alvin Kamara on the flex, rocking the best defense in the league with the Ravens, and then Harrison Butker as my kicker. I'm loving my roster. I think it can only go up from here. Also with Rashee Rice and with Joe Mixon coming back later on in the season, unless we make this trade happen. I mean, I really like my team. I think we're making a playoff.
Dude, honestly, I love my team heading into... So my team, Rockets Party, is facing Rockets Party. So Brandon decided to play a little trick on me and name his team my team. But anyways, I actually decided to make a QB swap out, Sam Darnold instead of Jared Goff. Just due to hold on, just due to like fantasy projections as of right now. I'm probably going to switch that back later because I still have that Cooper Kupp stack, and a lot of people were questioning why did you pick up Sam Darnold as your backup quarterback? It's because I have that Sam Darnold and Cooper Kupp stack.
I don't think anybody cared to question you about that.
No,
actually,
I was questioned by some of the.
that is not a
league
league-changing move at all. By the way,
no, I have made no changes to my team, and I probably won't for a while. I built a winning team. Montgomery, Bijan, Mike Evans, T. Higgins, DK Metcalf, and I'm loving my bench right now. Caleb Johnson, Najee Harris, Cooper Kupp, Brian Robinson Jr. Unless, Grady, who's your tight end right now?
Oh, my gosh.
Travis Kelce.
Travis Kelce for Jake Ferguson. And guess who? Guess who?
Brian Robinson.
Brian Robinson Jr. Would you like to make that trade?
You've been trying to get rid of Brian Robinson Jr. for since we drafted him. Why is he on your team?
I would never do such a thing. He's a great clubhouse guy. I think he can boost the morale on your fantasy team with Brian Robinson Jr. In that clubhouse.
I'm going to pull up the chat and check how many times you tried to trade him.
I'd also like
since
to we point out
started.
that Jackson tried to get rid of him earlier today, too.
Yeah.
And he
He
was
sure
rejected.
did. He sure did try to do that.
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I like my chances. I'm not favored as of right now, 53% to 43%. But I wasn't favored
That's
in a
not
lot
math.
of. I wasn't favored in a lot of last season's matchups, and I ended up only losing like 3. I went 11-3.
You said
and-
53% to 43%?
Yeah, 53 to 43%. I don't care about the projections as of
That's
right
not-
now.
Jackson, that doesn't add up.
Who has the other 6%?
Me.
53 to
me.
47.
Or
my
other-
bad.
the other
53
4%.
to 47. It's been a long day. 53 to 47. Yeah,
Been a long day.
I don't know. Honestly, I like my chances. Michael, who do you face, and how are you feeling about
Playing
it?
Aaron. Great
Yeah.
guy, by the way.
Great guy.
Stand up
Shout out
citizen
Aaron.
over there.
Stand-up guy.
I feel pretty good. It's gonna be a close game though. I think our teams are pretty similar in terms of talent. I love Drake May. Drake May is a great
Shout out.
quarterback. Shout out to Drake May Enjoyer, by the way. Love that account. Bucky Irving. Love Bucky. Chuba Hubbard. Puka Nakua, obviously. I'm trying to get AJ Brown right now. That's
You're
what
trying to
that's
get
what I'm-
AJ
that's what
Brown?
I'm trying to do, and then if I get AJ Brown, then
I
Puka
had
Nacua
A.J.
will be-
Brown once.
If I do get AJ Brown, then Puka will be on JT's team. But
I love that.
Mark
I love
Andrews
the sound of that.
and Travis Hunter, also, which it's kind of a it's a shot in the dark a little bit. It's kind of a risk, but I feel confident about it, especially
about
if he's
this?
going to play.
You know what can really boost your team?
I do not want Brian Robinson.
Mark Andrews for Jake Ferguson, and
Brian
not Brian Robinson,
Robinson.
Jr.,
Oh.
Najee Harris.
And he'll throw in Brian Robinson Jr. as a little treat.
Do you
for
want a guy that only has one eye?
You just offered me a running back that runs like he wears blue jeans.
Najee Harris is a treat. It's a little treat for you.
Oh, no. Jake Ferguson and Najee Harris for Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews is going to be splitting with Isaiah Likely. So do you really want to take that chance?
Yeah.
Oh,
Over Jake Ferguson, yes.
Over Jake Ferguson and a running back that is missing an eye and is going to get overtaken by Omarion Hampton.
Oh, no. But we remember what happened with Mark Andrews with 2 minutes left in last year's playoff game.
Wait,
Speaking of...
Did you say 2 minutes?
I did say 2 minutes. But speaking of 2 minutes, let's get into our brand new segment, 2-Minute Warning.
It's the end of the game, and you're losing. But you have one chance to defend an awful take. Do you have what it takes? We have reached the 2-minute warning.
Welcome to our brand new segment, 2-Minute Warning. With 2-Minute Warning, we have a bunch of terrible sports takes that we have 2 minutes to defend them on here in this old Wolfie mascot head. And now, the way we are going to start this is we're going to go youngest to oldest. By the way, shout out to everybody who sent in on the Instagram. Make sure to go follow Wolf Sports Network on Instagram. We're almost a 13. We're just almost a 1,400 followers on Instagram. But Grady, since you actually know JT's the youngest, right?
Should we explain the
All right.
rules real quick before we start?
We have 2 minutes to defend this take.
And we have a judge.
Oh, and we also have John Howley, who is our TriCaster. By the way, make sure to stay tuned for Sports Pack coming soon Mondays and Thursdays at 6. He is a great member over there on Sports Pack. We're gonna toss this hat over to JT.
Gosh, we're gonna toss it?
No, we're not.
No,
gonna
it's
toss
a
it.
handoff.
It's a
All right,
handoff.
This take, let's see. Matt Ryan is overrated. He does nothing above average. Maybe his accuracy. Shout out Chris_post21. That's
Christian
our
Tyler,
Christian Tyler, former Out of Pocket member.
Yeah.
Shout out. All right.
In 3, 2, 1.
So here is why Matt Ryan is the most overrated Falcon of all time. And I'm saying that right now. So we're not going to forget what happened in 2016 when they blew a 28-3 lead in the Super Bowl, correct? I also want to say he's not even the best Falcons quarterback of all time. I want to bring up Michael Vick. Michael Vick is such a good quarterback. He ran the league, literally ran the league for quite a while. Matt Ryan never ran the league. Matt Ryan is so overrated. I completely agree. He is completely average. And I'm in a room with Falcons fans, so this is kind of rough. And I'm doing this with no data behind my back. But Matt Ryan, from what I've seen, kind of reminds me of Kirk Cousins. I'd say Kirk Cousins is a better Falcons quarterback than primetime Kirk is a better Falcons quarterback than Matt Ryan all time. Call me crazy. Call me crazy. Put this on the next Out of Pocket episode. I don't care.
Okay.
You said he's a better primetime
He is a better primetime.
Honestly, I'm starting to believe it, man.
You give me primetime, you give me a Super Bowl, I'm putting Kirk Cousins at quarterback over Matt Ryan just because of the lead that he knows how to blow.
All right. All right, JT. We're going to pass it off to Mr. Grady Hamilton. You are our next up.
Hendon Hooker better QB1 than AR-15.
Ooh.
Sent in by who?
By CK_Cash41.
Okay.
Shout out.
Shout out.
Thanks for the take. Let's count him down.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Look, I'm building my whole case off the fact that AR-15 is kind of a bum. I'll be honest with you. People have been like kind of glazing him the entire time that he's been playing football, like his entire life. There's nothing really special about AR-15. So first off, his name's a gun, which is kind of offensive, guys. So we should go ahead and just play him down just based on that alone, I think. But I mean, if we're looking at it, what has AR-15 done? Like he played football at Florida. Like, come on, guys, we're being like, what are we doing here? AR-15, He's like Cam Newton. I told somebody this. He's like Cam Newton if Cam Newton wasn't good at football. That's the comparison that I have for AR-15 right there. I mean, I just don't know what to say. Maybe like if you want AR-15 on your bench for like some like brand appeal or something, he might be better QB2. But Hendon Hooker, I mean, I think it's not even like it's just not really a competition. Do people talk about AR-15 like that? Is anybody like? Are they moving with AR-15 like that? Because
I'm personally not.
Is anybody the same one moving with AR-15 like that? I just feel like, I mean, and I don't even like have much nice to say about Hendon Hooker either. That's kind of the crazy part. But just AR-15, he's a bum. That's all I really have to say about it. That's my case.
All right, Michael.
Better not get a bad.
Draw out the hat.
That's kind of the point. It's
or
supposed to be a
the
bad
mascot
one.
head.
These are all bad takes.
I just don't want a basket. I meant basketball one.
There we go.
One of those. All right, let's see.
Next week, I'm going to put all my own takes in.
All right, so who is this take from, and what is it?
Daniel Jones leads Indy to playoffs, and it was at Riley_Piffman.
Shout out Riley.
He is a Colts fan, so that's a weird take from him.
All right.
But we'll see.
All right, let's talk about this for a second. All right, so Daniel Jones, right? Back when he was in New York, we saw the best year of his career in 2022. He took the Giants to the playoffs, to the divisional round, and he did it mainly by himself, to be honest with you. Yeah. Saquon was there. They had a good run game, but they didn't really have a lot.
By himself with Saquon?
Saquon was there. Saquon was there, all right? But they did a lot through the air, and he didn't really have any weapons to do it with, right?
That's fair.
This year in Indianapolis, all right, he's got Josh Downs, all right? He's got Tyler Warren.
Tyler Warren's good.
He's got Michael Pittman.
He does have Michael Pittman. He's got A.D. Mitchell, who has a ton of upside. This Colts team could be very good. They got Jonathan Taylor. They got Jonathan Taylor back there. It's like having Saquon, just a little bit worse, but it's like having Saquon back there. They got a great run game. They got good receivers. He's gonna have lots. He doesn't. I don't think he has a lot of pressure too either this time because he's not coming to Indianapolis to be the guy. That's not really what their idea was in New York. He was supposed to be. He said he's had a lot of time. He said he took some time last year, was a backup, and now this year he's gonna have a much more talented wide group of pass catchers than he had in New York. And the Colts though, they really could win the AFC West as well. AFC South. My bad.
He's off. He's done.
I'm not that high on the AFC South this year outside the Texans, but I mean, I honestly like that case, and I know I'm going against him, but that was not a bad case. All right, time for me to draw.
Please be a bad one. Please be a bad one. Please be a bad one.
Tom Brady is a bad quarterback.
Tom Brady, not top 5 quarterbacks of all time.
Atlanta Hawks finish with the best record in the East. From John Joyner.
Shout out John Joyner for that one.
John Joyner, shout out.
Honestly, the Atlanta Hawks had one of the best off seasons in the NBA this season. They got Kristaps Porzingis, which they needed a better facilitator, a better defender who's great on both sides of the ball, not just rebounding but also shooting. With the loss of Clint Capella to the Rockets, I mean, they needed somebody. I mean, they really, really needed somebody. They also had Nickeil Alexander-Walker coming in from the New Orleans Pelicans this past offseason, and they also have they also drafted Asa Newell I mean, he's familiar with the Georgia area. Ooh. I think he can fit in with this Atlanta Hawks team. I mean, you still have Zach Ricochet. I mean, we saw some good production from him towards the later half of the season. Honestly, I really like this team all around. Trae Young is still there. Trae Young is a top 5 point guard in the NBA. I hate saying that as a Celtics fan. But Trae Young is one of the best point guards in the NBA. I honestly think they could lead past the Cavs. The Celtics are on a decline. The Knicks are on a decline. Honestly, the Hawks could have. No, not could have. I think they will have the best record in the East due to all the new additions. I mean, Kristaps knows what it means to win a championship, and I think the Hawks could potentially get there with the best record in the East.
Trae Young is Trae old.
Right. Now we are going to bring this to our TriCaster, Mr. John Howley. Who do you believe had the best case for the worst take?
He's really thinking about it.
Drum roll, please. And
wait, time out. I just want to say Jackson has an unfair advantage against this because he practices lying and deceiving people all the time in fantasy football. So he already comes in with an unfair advantage about defending his take.
By the way, stay tuned for next week because we will have a special guest next week coming in. And John has the answer.
It is.
In
Drum
3.
roll again.
Grady with the best. Wait, what
my
was your
segment?
again?
I win.
Hendon Hooker.
Hooker is
honestly,
better quarterback one than AR-15.
I like the take. I like it.
Honestly, that take has me fired up. But before we get into that, we're gonna go show some more love to the other shows on Wolf Sports Network. But when we come back, stay tuned for our Fire Me Up segment.
This is JT, and as Marv Levy once said,
where else would you rather be than right here, right now?
And we are Wolf Sports Network. Man, this beat brings back memories. Anyways, let me tell you all about this show on Wolf Sports Network. Get with the playbook. Get with the playbook. Get with the playbook. It's the playbook. Hear us talk about all college basketball, football, and baseball. Fridays at noon. The Playbook, only on Wolf Sports Network.
Hello?
Hey there, sir. Have you heard the news?
What news?
Sports Pack is back. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The start of a new semester means that Sports Pack is back on Mondays and Thursdays from 6 to 7 here on Wolf Sports Network.
Wolf Sports Network is content heaven for a sports fan, but their show Sports Pack is my personal favorite. Sports Pack airs on Mondays and Thursdays from 6 to 7 on Wolf Sports Network, filled with fresh personalities, funny moments, and piping hot takes, along with call-ins that allow listeners to get in on the action. Check out Sports Pack every Monday and Thursday from 6 to 7, only on Wolf Sports Network.
Man, this beat brings back memories. Anyways, let me tell you all about this show on Wolf Sports Network. Get with the playbook. Get with the playbook. Get with the playbook. It's the playbook. Hear us talk about all college basketball, football, and baseball. Fridays at noon. The Playbook, only on Wolf Sports Network.
It's time to get heated with Fire Me Up.
That's right, we are back with Fire Me Up, and we are still fired up heading into this NFL Week 1. We're going to go more in depth about that. But I want to talk about this. What is that? Talking about taking advantage of people? You're taking advantage of poor Joey.
I'm not taking advantage of him.
Did you hear the little crack in his voice? He knows he's taking advantage of him.
Chris Olave's a dog. What are you talking about?
Chris Olave. No. Chris Olave and Jacoby Myers for A.J. Brown, who is a borderline top 5 receiver. What is this? Dude, what is that?
Oh, hey, look, we're all
Joey,
adults
Joey
here.
needs depth. I do not hate this trade completely.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're just saying that
He does need depth.
He
It gives him
You're
two good
looking at-
receivers.
All right,
and he has a really good running back room.
Jackson, I've never heard you approve of a trade in a fantasy league before. Like, if it was up to you, nobody would ever trade anything, and we'd all just sit with the same teams we draft.
Bro, I'm not a believer in Spencer Rattler. He's going to be Spencer Shatler.
Teacher, I have a
Can he say
question.
Bro, yes.
Teacher,
yes.
I have a question.
No, what? Yeah.
Teacher,
what's
I
up?
have a question. So this trade does kind of make sense. You got wide receiver 1 on 2 bad offenses. You got Chris Olave, wide receiver 1 in New Orleans. Jacoby Myers, wide receiver 1.
Wide receiver 2. He's going to be
wide receiver
2.
1 for the Raiders, and a wide receiver 1 for the Eagles. You're trading 2 wide receiver 1s on a bad team for a wide receiver 1 on a good team. I mean, logically that makes sense.
And those two,
Logically,
those,
that makes
those two
sense to you,
receivers
but
are
from a
both better than
fantasy
his
point?
other wide receiver that he's got right now too.
That gives
They're
him
both
that
better
gives
than
him a
Debo.
wide receiver
You're
2.
saying this because you're.
That gives him
Wait,
wide
did you
receiver
say,
2
did
and a
you
flex
say
spot.
Jacoby Myers and Chris Olave are both better than Debo?
Yes, absolutely, they're better than Debo Samuel.
I agree.
Absolutely.
Can I also agree with this take. I think Debo is up there in age. He was a bust.
Debo looks like Brian
was a-
Griffin, Jackson.
He was a bust last year. He looks like Ndamukong Suh out there running routes.
Debo Samuel is 29 years old. He's still productive. He was still productive in that San Francisco 49ers
Then why they just
offense.
get rid of him though?
They went because he went to the Commanders. They had no use for him. They had Ricky Pearsall. They had
no use for him.
He's
I don't
for-
think
you
he
just
did.
said they had no use for him.
But Debo Samuel signed that hefty contract with the Commanders, and he's going to be that wide receiver too, which Jaden Daniels likes to pass the ball a lot. He's going to split between McLaurin and Debo Samuel. Debo Samuel was also utilized at running back, which the Commanders just lost Brian Robinson Jr. I know they have Bill Merritt, but still, it's like this. This is insane to me.
No, it's not.
This is
You're the one
insane
trying to
me.
give Brian Robinson and Jake Ferguson to people.
Brian Robinson has a lot of upside if anybody wants to take it from my fantasy team. But, dude, honestly, that...
I don't know. All I can say is that trade went through. Michael, I'm throwing my hand up, and that is a done deal.
Honestly, that makes it look worse because Joey beat you in a trade earlier this season.
He beat
and
me.
Yeah. He won
Beat
a
me
trade
in the
against
trade.
you. He won a trade against
And-
you, and he absolutely slaughtered Joey
And it just
in
so
this
happened that
fantasy
the
football
same
trade.
It just so happened that the same player I gave away that you said I lost that trade so badly when I got Josh Allen in return. I'm not gonna say that's a loss in any way. I got the best quarterback in the league. The same player that I traded away that you're like, oh, you lost this trade, just went to Michael. So.
Dude, I genuinely don't
it's a
know
full
how-
If
circle
you veto
moment,
a trade
Jackson.
in a fantasy league, you're kind of a bum. I'll be honest with you. Like
I agree.
we're all grown adults here. We can make our own decisions. There's no point in like, actually,
I'm gonna
I think
vote
that
to-
trade's
I'm
bad.
gonna-
I'm voting to veto it.
I'm gonna uphold this trade, but you completely
That is not a
fleeced
fleece.
Joey.
No, it is not.
You fleeced Joey. I'm
It is
sorry.
not.
And
He
Joey's
gets
a grown
two wide
adult.
receiver ones.
Joey's a grown adult. He can get fleeced on his own time. We're not here to
Anyways,
monitor it.
We still have like 10 minutes left in the show, but let's get fired up about the actual NFL Week 1 instead of this fantasy football catastrophe that's happening here in the studio. JT, what are some matchups you like from Week 1 heading into this NFL season?
Do I even got to say it as a Bills fan? We got a divisional round rematch. We got the Buffalo Bills taking on the Baltimore Ravens, two powerhouses of the AFC. The Bills, I like what we're doing. We brought back Gabe Davis this week. We brought back Micah Hyde. We brought back Jordan Phillips. All these vets that are coming back to Buffalo because they love it so much, and they want to win. Mm-hmm. They want to win so bad that we're going to win on Sunday Night Football. Give me the Bills winning this by a touchdown. It'll be a great game. It'll definitely give people something to watch other than the Eagles and the Cowboys. Nobody's going to care about that game. They're going to care more about Sunday Night Football when there's two playoff teams that are going to head-to-head. And a great game that happened last year is going to happen again this year.
1v1 to see you lose to Patrick Mahomes.
Honestly, with this Ravens and Bills game, give me the Ravens. As long as if Mark Andrews catches that ball, it's a different story.
to overtime, worst case scenario.
The Ravens boosted their defense a lot in the offseason. I mean, they drafted Mike Green. They still have Derrick Henry, obviously. They still have Zay Flowers, and then Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely. Isaiah Likely and the Mark Andrews tight end set really worked in the last 6 games. I mean, both of them averaged over 10 fantasy points per game in the last 6 weeks of last season. And Lamar Jackson, I mean, he just continues to build upon every single year. As long as he does not get injured, I like this Ravens team. I think it's going to be a really, really close game. And the Bills, Khalil Shakir, they have him.
Keon Coleman is going to step up this year. He will be a top 30
Gabe
wide
Davis
receiver.
just got brought back.
Gabe Davis is back.
And Josh Allen just got married. I mean, that's definitely going to play a factor. But I think it's going to be 28-24. With the Bills-Ravens games, it's always close. It's always a toss-up. I mean, it's going to be 28-24 Ravens.
And I want to go on even further and say I saw a stat like a couple weeks ago. The Bills are favored in every single game this year. I think we finished with the best record in the AFC. There's 3 or 4 games that kind of worry me. But other than that, if we can win maybe 2 of those, we could have 15 wins like the Chiefs did last season, and I would not be surprised by it. We are a great team this year. I think we have what it takes, and I know I'm just being a little bit delusional as a Bills fan, but...
Also, the Ravens added Malachi Starks. I'd like to throw that in there as well.
They did upgrade their defense a lot.
Secondary.
They upgraded their defense a lot. I really like what the Ravens did this offseason. I still really like their team, but, I mean, it's going to be a great game, and honestly, if we don't win this game, I wouldn't be too surprised, but if we win this, I'll be so happy.
All right, Grady, I know you're looking over there at the schedule.
So I'm
Where's
checking
some
out
games.
The Chiefs-Chargers game is what I'm looking at because, one, we want to see how the Chiefs are going to go. Like, because the whole story last year was that every single week the Chiefs somehow figured out some random way to win a football game. Like, it was, I mean, like, every other week was something like that. So a lot of people were looking to see if they're going to continue to win games like that, get back to the more dominant fashion they had, or maybe fall off. And if I'm the Chargers organization, I'm sitting Justin Herbert down, my hands on his shoulder. I'm like, look, Herbo, you got one more year, buddy. You've been hyped up for too long. It's about that time. He needs to.
What has he done in the playoffs,
Herbert
JT?
in the playoffs. He had a great regular season last year. He only threw 4 interceptions all season.
Do you get an award for winning the regular season?
Yeah.
You do not. Well, you do actually. You get MVP, but he didn't.
No, it's for winning the regular season.
You don't get an award for winning the regular season.
Do you get a?
But
do you
I mean,
get a
one
trophy?
bad
Do you get
game.
Super Bowl champion.
You get one bad game. There's plenty of players that choke in the playoffs.
How many years has he been in the league?
Herbert?
Yeah.
Like 4, 5?
Like 6, 7.
Or
What has he ever
6, 7.
done? Like, what has he done? What has he done? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just kind of looking at it, and it's just, you got to do something. You got to do something.
We also get to see the debut of Omarion Hampton. I think one of the biggest downfalls with this Chargers, they only really targeted Ladd McConkey, and Ladd McConkey was the really only wide receiver. Justin Herbert has chemistry with Keenan Allen, who's back. Not saying he's going to put up monster numbers, but I mean he's back. He's a serviceable wide receiver that has experience in that organization. And honestly, we get to see the debut of Omarion Hampton, which I'm really excited to see.
I'm so excited because he's on my fantasy team, and he's going to put up 20 points this week.
Yeah. All right, Michael, do you have a game for the week that you're looking at for the NFL?
All right, I don't want to sound like a homer, but I just genuinely think this is one of the best games of the week. Falcons Buccaneers division rivalry.
Yeah,
I agree.
2 electric offenses. This could be like a 38-35 kind of game.
Kyle Pitts versus the Buccaneers.
Absolutely.
I mean, Michael Penix had a stellar last 4 games of the end of last season. What really, that defense is, I don't know. Gave up ranked 6th most in points per game given up in the NFL last season. But honestly, I like that Bucs offense. I really do. I mean, you got Emeka Egbuka, you got Mike Evans, who's a guaranteed 1,000-yard receiver every single season, and Bucky Irving is going to build upon what he did last season, especially with the decline in carries that Rachaad White has gotten. And I have Bucky Irving in one of my leagues, which I'm super excited about. By the way, it's a build-in buy-in dynasty league, which don't do dynasty leagues. But
this guy's got money.
Baker Mayfield, I mean, last season he truly proved to Cleveland why they shouldn't have gotten rid of him. Baker Mayfield was playing like a top 5 quarterback, borderline top 5 quarterback in all the NFL last season, and I really like Baker Mayfield.
This might be a hot take, but Baker would not be as good as he is now if he stayed in Cleveland. He has a lot of help around him.
Obviously.
He has a lot of help around him.
That's not really a hot take.
So you're saying they regret getting rid of Baker Mayfield?
Yes.
Yeah, he's doing better on another team, but they didn't build around him.
They didn't.
They shouldn't regret that at all. They should regret building around him.
I think the Browns would be in a much better position if they had Baker Mayfield as their quarterback right now than they do.
Than Joe Flacco, yeah.
Than Joe Flacco,
Sanders.
obviously. And
Perfect time,
Shedeur Sanders. But, all right, Michael, do you have a prediction for that game?
I'm go. See, all right, but both games against them last year were back and forth, very good games. Obviously, the overtime winner at home last year. I don't think it goes to overtime this time. I think that we get them 35-28.
I also want to take the Falcons in this one. I really like what they did in the offseason, picking up James Pierce and Jalen Walker in the draft, which you said their defense was not great last season. It's getting better, and I think that with how much firepower this offense has with Michael Penix at quarterback, like they're going to have a great season. Top running back in the league, in my opinion. Drake London's a young receiver that is getting up there, and dude, they're a good team.
And who do the Falcons have
at tight end?
Kyle Pitts.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
Oh
Sorry,
my goodness.
I was daydreaming about him, so it took me a second to respond. I also saw somebody say that MP5 convinced Alabama that an Indiana offensive coordinator was going to be the next Nick Saban, and so I just hope that's the case because as a Falcons fan, I want to see some success down there. So I'm looking forward to that. And Baker Mayfield, he sucks. He grabbed his thing in front of a bunch of children hospital people. Remember that back from back in college. He's a terrible person. We need to get him out of the NFL. I'm sick and tired of him running the division.
Honestly, I think I'm going to take the Buccaneers in this one, 30-24. But we have one more game before we wrap up this show. West Georgia Wolves versus Nicholls State, coming off a 34-3 win against Samford. Very quick, Michael. Prediction.
Wolves by 80.
Dang it, you stole it right out of my mouth. Wolves by 81. They got dogs on that roster.
Wolves by 82.
No.
Hold on.
Don't do it.
Wolves by
6 or 7 points?
83. 83. Sorry,
right,
I had to continue on the journey.
Show's over. Just kidding.
But thank y'all so much for tuning in to Sports Out of Pocket Season 6, Episode 2. We will be back
Jackson, you have to howl again before
I'm
we
not
go.
going to do that.
You have to
we
howl
will be
again.
back next week, but for JT, Grady, and Michael, we will see y'all again.